Hey friends, Rodspecs Gaming here, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. Today we're going to pick up with a tutorial where we left off, and that should be getting into messing with our first vehicle. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Alright, so I think we're in nighttime now. So if we sleep, night goes away. Let's grab up all of our stuff. We'll do shift there. And if we do shift F on this guy, he drops a bag containing all the things that were in there. And then you can just do that. So it's kind of an easy way to unload it. And so we get everything that was in there. We've got like 694 steel plates just from me doing some collapsing on this thing. And we're going to go on to the next part, which is talking about us finding a hoverbike. And so it looks like that's over this way, not too far, so I'm not even going to put my motorcycle down. This guy here. So, looks like the concept of a hoverbike team that I worked on back at Apollo Station, except somewhat modified and smaller, much smaller. The hull is showing serious damage and a few devices are missing. The vehicle seems to have been subject to extensive salvaging. I bet I can repair it. Okay, Commander, I suggest to have a seat in the cockpit, hit P, open the control panel, and I can check what needs to be fixed. So, this is another block machine that was made. They've removed a few parts on this so it doesn't work. We're going to have to repair it. So if we hop in, and like I said, hit P, anytime you're in a base or a vehicle or anything, you can hit P and get to the control panel for that thing. In this case, it's a damaged hoverbike. And then you can see he's like, alright, I've scanned the vessel. We need to rebuild the generator and the fuel tank. You can see what's missing in Control Panel's Devices tab as well, highlighted in yellow. So if we look at the Devices tab, the cool thing is whenever you're building something, you're not sure why it's not turning on or why it's not behaving the way you expect it is. You'll see up here the important pieces will be showing. So in this case, we're missing a generator, we're missing a fuel tank. So we need to craft those. And so we'll go ahead and do that. Hop out. Slap this bad boy down. That's not the one I wanted down. I wanted the constructor down. Is that the constructor? Wait, hold on. You might need the required resources. Basically, it says go drill some stuff if you're missing things. So that's the heater cooler. Where's my constructor? That is my water condenser. That's for making water and oxygen, I think. What did I do with the constructor, guys? Oh, it's right there. There we go. So we'll put that down. Bam. Go into it. Let's throw back in all the ore that we got on the plating, and we'll see we need to make... What are we making? A generator and a fuel tank. Alright, so when you come over here, you're kind of looking for devices, and this kind of shows all the devices that this guy can make. And in this case, we specifically want a hover vessel. So these are filters here for that. So you see, like, hover vessels got the blue dot, and a small vessel's got the green dot, and the capital vessels have the yellow dot, and then bases have the red dot. So anything you see down here, you can kind of see if it fits on that. Or you could just simply hit the button, and it'll show you just the things that can be done. So in our case, we need a fuel tank, and that's an O2 tank. Don't be confused with fuel. It's not the same thing. That's for your oxygen. Fuel tank is like this. It looks like everything's in the green or the yellow. If it's in the yellow, it means we don't have the object, but we have the materials to craft it. So there's no electronics in my constructor now, but we have silicon, and we have ways to make electronics. So we'll put the rest of this in here too. There's iron, there's silicon, so it'll craft this into ingots and then use that to make the electronics. So give me a fuel tank, which it's doing. And then we also need, what did it say we needed? Generator. Okay. Where are my templates? What's going on? Sometimes things get weird, so you just clear the filters. Boom. So in this tab here, the components tab, nothing is specific to just a hover vessel. That's why nothing shows up here. We hit that. Here's all the things. These can be used on everything, though. So if we go template, over here we want the actual devices. We want a generator. That's the fuel tank. We just crafted it. And the generator looks like... Which one of these is the generator? The generator's here. We're missing a motor. And so if we look at components, and we clear that again, and we look at motor, the motor needs nanotubes, which is where our problem is. And a nanotube looks like that, which is carbon substrate, which is what? What is carbon substrate? Carbon substrate, oh, so we're out of plant fibers. So that's the problem. We don't have the plant fibers needed for this. So we got to go basically get some plant fibers. Easiest way to get plant fibers, honestly, is for us to make a chainsaw. So if we come in here and we craft us a chainsaw, right? And you see this ammo is biofuel. And biofuel can be crafted where? Can we do a biofuel in our personal? I don't see biofuel in here. How does one get biofuel? Let's see, I'm missing it somewhere. It's not there. It's not there. Bandages. I don't see it under weapons. Where are you, biofuel? There you are. Here's biofuel. And biofuel also needs plant fibers. So we take the plant fibers, we stick them in there. And we need one more plant fiber. You need 10 plant fibers to make a biofuel. So we should be able to find us some plant fibers out here. So if we run around the field, I'll show you what they look like. Let's get our shotgun out just in case. Where are you at? Where are you at? There. Sometimes they don't stick out the way you would expect them to. Let's see if we can craft plant fibers a different way, because they might have made it. I know if we could get some wood, like I was thinking, we could have made this easily. But there might be a different way to do it. Let me go back up here real quick. Oh wait, what's this? Right here. This plant right here. You see this? This is a plant fiber plant. So they kind of hide in the grass. But that's enough there for us to make biofuel. So we throw that in here on top of that, and we make a biofuel. Let that come out real quick. Keep an eye out while we're waiting. Let's go ahead and make energy bar out of what we have in here that can make energy bar. So I just usually stack up a bunch of them. It'll stop when you run out of material, so you don't have to worry about that. It can be confusing if you think you have what you need and you don't, but just so you're aware. Okay, so the chainsaw is ready. We take that. As soon as this biofuel is ready, we'll cut this tree down, and then we'll have a lot of plant fibers. Alright, come on. You're almost there. There we go. Put that in here. Gonna reload the chainsaw. With that biofuel, you'll notice it disappears because it went in here. And we're gonna go to town on this tree. And when the tree goes away, you're left with wood. Pick up wood. We got 11 logs. We can take those logs. We can toss these in here. And we can craft plant fiber from the logs. So let's do one plant fiber. I think it'll give us multiple. If you look at the output count, it's 20. So we can get 20 plant fiber per log, basically. And so we can just kind of stack that up in there. Now we don't have to worry about doing the carbon substrate because we have everything we need, which means that we should be able to make the generator. Unless we're still missing something. Where is it at? That's fuel tank. That's the generator. We're still missing something. What are we missing? Electronics. Why are we missing electronics? What does electronics need that we don't have? Electronics is there. Copper. We're out of copper. Okay, well that's easy enough. We'll just take a quick stroll. You can usually see right there that looks like a copper ingot there, or a copper rock. So let's set this back to resource drill. Grab that. Grab that. Let's grab that. What was that? That was some buds. I'll grab that. Let's grab that iron. I'm gonna get one more copper. So, where are you, copper? Where are you? There's one right there. I see one right there. And you notice as I run, my stamina does go down. You use up food more when you're running around, so keep that in mind. And what do we get from that? Herbal leaves. Okay, one more iron. Alright, let's head back. Those things are freaky looking, aren't they? Let's get a close-up look. Look at this thing. How does this thing not eat people? It looks like a people eater. I mean, if you attack it, it'll gladly eat you. But it doesn't do it without you attacking it. As far as I know. Alright. And that sound is I've run out of stamina. So let's move these in there. Let's make our generator for our ship. Boom. And then I'm going to go ahead and queue up some biofuel, because I think right now that's the only way we're going to be able to get around. It's the only kind of fuel we'll have. So, biofuel. I'm going to craft, so if I shift click, I get 10. So there's 20. There. Let's take that out. I'm going to have to remember to turn off Steam. When I record going forward, I have not recorded a Steam game in a while, so I'm not used to with Minecraft, you don't get those pop-ups. Alright, so now that is coming. Now what you gotta do is you have to basically find a spot to put things. So in my case, I'm gonna put the generator probably inside there, right? And then we'll probably put the fuel tank right here. These things do require balance and stuff, as you'll see, but we'll figure this out. Let's put the fuel tank right here. So you can see it. It'll fit on here, and you can rotate it with page up, or well, I'm sorry, with home and end. That rotates based on whichever. You see how the green line represents an axis. So we're rotating around that axis, or you can change that axis with insert or delete. So there, if we wanted to rotate it this way instead, it'll rotate that way. And we put it right there like that. And then we get out our generator. And we will put our generator inside. And probably back behind there like that. So it's a little more protected. And while we're at it, let's make, oh, I don't know. Come here to building blocks, and we want the small steel blocks, right? So let's make 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And we want the small ones because that's what goes on hover vessels and small vessels. So be careful of that when you're crafting blocks, that you know which one you're putting them on. So let's see. Should be getting those. Want to get a little more of this biofuel because I don't know how far we're going to get on a single tank of biofuel. It's not something I can craft on my own. Can I? No, I can't. Alright, so we're going to use this ship just to kind of go find a place to live. We also have on the top a cargo box. Looks like it's got some wood planks in it, so that's cool. So we can put all this other stuff in there. Store all this crap in there. Alright, get that. I'm going to go ahead and let one more biofuel craft, so we have 3, and then we'll cancel this, and I'll be back as soon as this is done and these steel blocks are done. Alright, so we've got fuel and we've got building blocks. I made 4 of these. Now, like I said earlier, if you right-click when you go to place a block, you can choose shapes. So you can say what shape you wanted to put here. If we wanted to put a round edge, for example, we could rotate the round edge around and put it here. Depending on like what kind of shape of a vehicle or a base you're building, these can be really, really intricate and cool. One of the best building systems ever, and they did this before anybody else did it. So props to them for this building system. I'm going to go with this, just this ramp shape. And just put that right there. Later on, we'll be able to make a repair tool to kind of fix some of these blocks up. Because you can see there's a lot of damage on these blocks. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. We'll probably put the ramp shape here too, just to protect the cockpit. There we go. And then we got 2 extra blocks should we need them. I'm going to go ahead and put my hoverbike in here for now. You just go in there. This is a storage box on top. Alright, and so what we can do is we can hop into this guy. We could just come straight over here, and we could do here, open this up with F, and then we can take this fuel and drop it. I'll show you. We can do 2 of them in like that. So now we've got 7% in the fuel tank. Or, when you're in the vehicle, you can open up the P menu and go to main, and you can say fuel, fill all. And it will, if it will let you, find the fuel tank display in the main and hit the manage to open the tank interface. Ah, okay. So you could do this, and then you could do from there. So now we're at 13% fuel. Alright, and now we hit Y to start the engines. Alright, ready to go. And go back to control panel and check all the switches in order to make sure all the important devices are activated. As an alternative using Y to power a vessel, you can use the power slider in the control panel. Oh wow, this heads-up display is different. This is totally different. This is new. That's awesome. Look at that heads-up display. That's awesome. But yeah, so if we go P here, your hover vessel has near-field detection, which works automatically for scanning distant deposits, structures, or items. You need to add a detector, HV, to your vessel. Yep, so this has a scanner that you can put into it, the same as the handheld one I have, and it goes further than my handheld one. But you can turn this guy on and off here, like they were saying, and you can make sure anything else that you care about is on. It's pilot mode. I don't know what pilot mode is. We'll have to look. I'll have to find out that later. Interesting. Interesting. So we got 7% power. We got no shields. 13% fuel. This is pentaxid. That's for like warp drives. That's not for this vehicle. Later on, we will look at the galaxy map. It's awesome looking. Look at this. This is really cool. So you can see how many light years is between when you highlight from one to the other. So there's 6.4 light years there. And we are currently here in this. And if we zoom in on it, and how do we do that? That's, oh wait, this is the solar system map here. Okay. And so you can see we're here on this planet. There are gas giants in the solar system. There's asteroid fields. There's the central star. There are satellites. These are like artificial made satellites, probably run by aliens. Oh yeah, this is cool. All this is new to this alpha as well. So you can really get a good look at like the moons. You can see when I highlight to one of this moon, it says, let's see if we can see it here. It says 2.2 AU. Distance between things within the same solar system are measured in AU, whereas on the galaxy they're measured light year wise. And pentaxid, this stuff, that's how much AU fuel you have. Alright, so we're now in a vehicle, and we can run around and we can look for something better on this planet. Now just keep an eye on our fuel, which we now have 86.1 minutes left of fuel here. And so you can see every time we discover something new, there's our escape pod there. And you can do V, which puts you into third-person view, and then if you hit Alt, you can scroll out a little bit, and then hit Alt again, and you can see this view. When I'm in a vehicle, I prefer this view, honestly. Though the heads-up display is slightly different, I think. Let's look at the map. And there's water up here, there's water down here. So far, it doesn't look like we're in anybody's territory. There are different alien factions, and some of them are friendlier and some of them aren't. You can do quests for them. But I'm trying not to get started with that just yet because you will start to basically piss them off, and then they'll attack you, depending on what actions you take, and what quests you take. There's some water. I'm looking for a nice, attractive spot to build that we want our base to be in. Ooh, very swampy here. But you can see this is so much better travel than on foot once you make a vehicle. Oop. And you can flip your vehicle, but I think if you hit O, it writes it. So, there you go. We'll put it back, O. Look at our map. Alright, so down here, red, that's going to be Xerax territory, so we don't want to mess with that. So I'm rolling up on an unknown waypoint. It looks like it's a spider's nest. Let's see if we can clear this out. We can get some meat from the spiders. So we're going to go on foot from here. We hop out and leave the bike running. That radiation is coming off of the engine of the bike, not a big deal. You can see it barely registering. Make sure this is loaded. Let's go see what's up with the spider's nest, huh? Alright. I see a spider's nest, but I don't see any spiders. They're usually not far off. What is this? This is grain. So we could use that to make stuff. Spice. That's a dead plant. There's fiber. There's natural stimulant. So the spiders must be off wandering. I don't see any right now, do you? There's some more food there. Spiders are kind of terrifying because they look like real spiders. And they do this weird attack thing where they kind of bob in and out. Alright, speaking of food, let's go ahead and craft us some more of these. And we will do this thing. We'll eat this. These are what? Food 32, so I'm gonna eat them all real quick. Get my food back up. Later on, I'm making better food. Yeah, I don't see any spiders right now. So far, so good. Alright, let's keep going. I'm finding something interesting spot. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna stop for a minute here. And the reason we're gonna stop is right now our current quest wants us to make a detector for the craft itself, which we should probably do, because the craft's having a detector, it can see much further out than we can. Our little handheld detector can't go very far. So let's put our constructor down. That's the portable constructor there. Let's put that down on the ground here. And let's see what we need to make. We'll put all these materials in here real quick. Just in case. I don't know what all we need, but we got carbon substrate too. And what we're looking for is a detector for a hovercraft. So what does that look like? Is it even unlocked yet? It might not be unlocked yet. There it is. So we need to unlock that. So if we go into hover vessel, and we scroll down here under our skills, where would the detector be? Right there. That's 5 points to unlock. We got that. So we unlock that. Go in here again. And click on detector. And it looks like it needs some electronics and some optical fiber. So it's turning our copper into ingots, because we're going to probably apparently use all of it. There's that. There's that. And now we start making the detector. And now when we put this on this guy, we'll be able to actually see points of interest way out, because really what we're looking for are, I want to find a spot that's near water but also has good ore around it, and I want to try and stay out of the territories of these different species, because they tend to get pissed off about different things. Like if we look at the factions here, you can see the Xerax. If I mouse over it, there's a whole bunch of things that you lose or gain faction for, like killing a member of the faction of Xerax is minus 300 reputation. Killing a Talon gives you 125. Actually, looks like killing a Talon gives you reputation for almost all but the Talons. Apparently they might not very liked. Opening a container in their area will drop you 200. So, you know, like if you start looting things in these guys' territory, it looks like it's going to piss them off. So you want to kind of figure out which factions you care about. And we'll figure that out as we go. Factions are pretty new to me, actually. I mean, some of these species existed when I played before, but we didn't really have this faction thing. So let's do this, pick this up. Let's put this on the ship. And so you can see it looks different than it did. I don't know why the icon for it looks like that, but it looks like that. That's kind of weird. But we'll put it right here on the top of the ship. But like right there. It's not flat. See that little, it's a little wedge block right there, and that's why we can't put it up there. But we can put it here. Screw it, right there. This is not the way I would have built this ship, but it works. Alright, so now when we get on this guy, we fire him up, we'll be able to see further out. So here's a resource we're coming up on. What did we just find? We just found iron. And what was this one? We just unlocked a new level. We just found silicon. So, you see how in the ground now we see silicon deposit about 53 meters away? It's a small deposit. That's a medium deposit of iron. That lets us be able to basically, if you know we mine down, we drill down into this area, we get a lot more than just those little rocks we're getting. But I'm going to keep looking around. I want to find something close to some multiple deposits, especially iron, and not in somebody's territory. So I'm going to keep exploring, and I'll bring you guys back should anything exciting happen. Just came over a mountain ridge within Talon territory. Right now Talons shouldn't be aggro to me, so I just wanted to show you what they look like. This is the Talon species. Kinda. These guys are kinda primitive in that they're all about nature and stuff, so that a lot of the stuff that they care about will get you, like if you mess with the trees in their area and stuff like that, they get aggro. Right now we should be able to get close to their POIs without them attacking. So you can see they've got POIs all over the place. I'm gonna not risk my hide, but we're just gonna keep passing through. I just wanted you to see what some of this looked like. They've definitely got a cluster of POIs around here. So we're just gonna go past them. All kinds of things to discover here. And we either A, will never mess with those, or B, we will totally destroy those. It depends on if we decide to be friendly with the Talon. Great thing about the hoverbike too, you can go across water. We can hover straight across water. So right now I'm just kind of traveling west. I want to find an area not in somebody's territory. I want a neutral area. And I want hoping to find something that, like I said, that's got water and close by resources. So, back to the hunt. Okay, so I've been all over the place. You can see we traveled a bunch. We went through these guys' territory. We didn't mess with them though. And we found this spot here, which has a lot of iron, copper. There's some promethium, which is power. There's an alien tower, an abandoned mine for us to investigate across the way. There's iron behind us. The only thing we didn't find was silicon, but we've still got a lot of the map to look through. Plus, it's not really hard to get somewhere once you have a vehicle. There's a silicon deposit way back here we could go to. This is so dry and flat, so I think we'll stay here. And it looks like this. It's got a nice view, very pretty. So we'll probably build a base right here on the edge of this lake. Is what we'll do, and that'll give us nice open view for anything coming to attack us. Because once we start building a base, you actually start to get attacked by some of the factions. They want to take your shit. So that said, I think this is a good spot to set up our camp, and so we will do that here, and we will start making forays into mines and things like that from this point. So let us go ahead and put our tent down. We're gonna pitch our tent here like this so we can sleep through the night. I like the well, actually, now that we're here, let's go with the survival tent, the lighter camo, kind of desert camo. And we'll put down this guy. I think he produces water just naturally on his own. He'll start producing once we put energy items into him. So once we get some we'll have to like create some more fuel. And let's put our temperature and our heater thing, and portable constructor. Did I not pick up? Where is my port heater? Is it in the box? Let's look. Yeah, we put it in here. And we're not going to start our base yet until we've collected a bunch of stuff. You can see some of that food is already spoiling. That's what all that is. Just until we get a fridge up, stuff's going to spoil. So I'm just going to turn everything we've got into energy bars because they last the longest. Temperature thing. It's like our little campfire kind of. So that goes there. And then we'll just drop our constructor here. And we're going to start off by chucking the wood in that. And we're going to make sure we do a bunch of fuel. So I'm just going to queue up a whole bunch of fuel here and get us rolling with fuel. Actually, you know what? Let's just do 10 and save me some of the fiber. And yeah, so I think this is as good a spot as any for us to call this episode. We've got a spot that we're going to make our home. We're going to build a temporary base here. And the next episode, we'll probably go out and get some more supplies. And we will start getting that done. Hopefully we don't get attacked here. I don't think we will until we put up a base. Though the animals will attack us, like spiders and whatnot. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, and you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. And make sure you leave me some comments down below, too, because it really helps, me know what's going on in you guys' head as far as my content goes. So, I will talk to you guys on the next episode, and have a great week. Bye now.